most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Back pain, always do this after sitting. This is critical. You're going to want to listen to us for once. By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free. We upload every day. Also, you are definitely going to want to join us on our website, bobandbrad.com, because we're always giving something away. And what are we giving away right now? The biggest thing we're always giving away, a sleep ovation mattress. I think we might be giving away a pillow too. I'm not sure of that, but we're giving away a mattress.
Mattress for sure.
Yeah, but they came out with a new pillow too. You can also go to Bob and Brad on Facebook. It'll be pinned to the top of the page, the contest. If you want a short version of us, go to Twitter or Instagram. 60 seconds of Bob and Brad a day.
There you go.
That's about all you can put up with, right? So there's two things that happen to your back when you're sitting especially for a long time. The first one is, we got the spine again, Brad? Or we got
well, it's right
again?
there, Bob. We
all right.
had to give it a break.
So real quickly, you got the
It's killing me.
You got all the bones that make up your spine, and in between the bones are the discs, and those are fluid-filled kind of. They actually have a nucleus,
Right?
And that nucleus, over time, when you sit, that nucleus actually starts, yeah.
Well, this is our model of
Yeah.
two vertebra, and the green ball represents a disc and how it functions. It's a pretty good model, actually.
Yeah, right. And what happens over time is that nucleus starts to push towards the back. And it can start, over time, you can actually start to push it back like that. And you can actually start to bulge out the disc if you over years and years,
Sure,
and start to weaken.
But that could happen more quickly if you get a herniated disc or a bulging disc that
Right.
But we're talking before that even occurs.
So in before that occurs, what is happening every time you sit, the center of the disc is starting to move towards the back, and that can start to weaken the back of the disc,
which happens to be right by the peripheral nerves, the spinal cord, a lot of sensitive
the spinal nerves, right? In other words, prolonged sitting is bad for the disc, especially if you're in a slump position. But the other thing that happens is, and this pink represents a ligament.
Yep.
So ligaments attach bone to bone, tough fibrous material, but those actually get stretched out after you've been sitting for a while.
Sure.
And when they're stretched out, there's less stability in the back.
Right.
It's not being held together like it should be. It's like a loose ligament, like when you have hypermobile,
hyperextension, double jointed.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's not good. So what happens if you try to lift right after you've been sitting for a long time, your back is at a lot higher risk of injury. So what you're going to want to do,
for example, if you're in a long car ride driving for 3 hours, you get out of your car and then you go to the trunk to lift out your luggage, that could be a much higher risk for back injury.
Funny that you brought that up, Brad, because that's exactly what happened to me. I had driven for 3 hours. This is quite a while ago. And I then went to the back of my car to pull out a cooler.
Oh.
And I got that, that sharp joint, that jolt of pain.
Oh, yeah.
That makes you realize you shouldn't have done that.
The cooler was full.
The cooler was full.
I hope it wasn't beer.
Yeah. There was probably a mix.
Yeah.
But so these are the things you want to do right when you stand up, because you've been bent forward this way a long time. You actually want to do something, bringing it into the opposite direction.
Sure.
You're going to take your hands, put them on your low back like this, especially there in the pelvis, and you do some extensions like this, bending backwards.
Sometimes you can do it this way too.
Right.
Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you want to do the reverse, because sitting rounds the spine forward. Even if you use a lumbar support, it's much better, but it's still does a
You're
similar,
still at risk.
Right.
And so you want to start by that. You want to do a standing extension. You want to avoid lifting or heavy work right after you've been sitting for a long period of time, if possible.
Right.
So, you can think of occupations where this is really a problem. One is like an ambulance driver. So you're driving and then all of a sudden you're thrown into this situation where you're trying to save a life, possibly
Right.
having to lift a gurney
Right. Right.
or lift a person,
Sure.
and you can see why they have a high rate of injuries.
The taxi driver.
Taxi driver,
Yeah.
yeah, because they're helping you with their bags.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hopefully.
Professional movers. I mean,
Right.
they've been driving
Right.
the truck.
Hmm.
Athletes who are sitting on a bench, and then they found this actually a fairly high incident in volleyball players. They sit on the bench, into the flex position, then they go out and they have to violently move their backs,
Violently, aggressively, Bob.
aggressively move their
Aggressive.
backs. The other
But-
one I thought of is golfers. A lot of times,
Oh, yeah.
you're sitting in a golf cart and you're kind of slouched and
Mhm.
you're bouncing along. Then you get out and you're supposed to do this aggressive swing.
Right. Well, and then you're kind of flexed forward,
Right.
and you're rotating.
And you're
with
rotating.
this 5-foot club that's got that big round thing on the end they got
Right.
nowadays. It used to be a lot smaller back in the day,
They
but
make it easier.
and,
on
and
us.
this isn't just this is some research that is up to date, isn't it? that
Right,
you had just read?
absolutely. Yeah, they have found out. They had a lot of research on what the nucleus of the disc is doing,
Sure.
and that the ligaments that they actually got stretched out, and they do seem to recover after a while. But there's that period of time where they're stretched out and
Sure.
your back is not as stable.
Right.
So number one, you want to do these standing extensions whenever you get out of a seated position.
Like 3 or 4 or 5
Yeah,
repetitions.
Yep, that's all you need to do. I've been doing this for years. I'm sure
Sure.
you have been
Mhm.
too, even with your spondy, don't you?
Well, I don't do it so much. I do, but not
Little-
like you.
Not as aggressive.
I've got a different condition.
Yeah. The other thing you want to do when you do sit, yes, make sure you use a lumbar roll. You want to show that, Brad, real
Sure.
quick?
We always suggest, start out with a towel roll like this, tape it up, and you put it right there, and that really can help that back support, and it'll feel good if you got the right size lumbar roll, and it allows you and actually promotes good posture. As a matter of fact, I just worked with a patient yesterday, and he was so happy with his lumbar support. It just made his back feel 90% better.
Yeah.
He didn't realize how easy it could have been.
Right. And the thing is, if you're kind of a slender person, generally you're going to need less of a support.
yep.
If you're a larger person or you have a little more ample in the behind,
Yeah.
you probably need a larger
Yep.
lumbar support. And that's a larger one, I would say. wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
and this is, once you find out it really helps you, and if I had this one helping, I wouldn't get this much of a lumbar
Right.
support. I'd get a smaller diameter, and they come in different diameters and sizes and shapes actually. And then you would, and then that has a strap that goes around the back of the car seat or your seat.
And you can leave it on there permanently.
Yeah, and then it stays there. But you'll find you need to adjust them, but it really can make a huge difference.
Now, this is for, again, the athletes, or even if you're not an athlete, if you're going to an athletic game and you go into the bleachers. Now, I'm going to show this. This is a good example on me
Ah,
because I'm a taller person. When I sit like this, what happens?
Look at this, Bob.
I'm
Look
in a
at the
rounded out position.
rounded out spine. It's as a therapist, I'd be sitting in the bleachers. I'd see people sitting like that. Don't sit like that too long. It's gonna tear you
I
apart.
just come up to when I do.
Oh, you
this.
do?
Yep.
Straighten them right
I
up.
just go right down the line. And I straighten people up because I can't stand it.
Oh no, Bob's here again.
But what you do want to do if you have back pain, one, you probably want to sit on the top part of the bleachers against the wall,
Yeah,
and that way you can stand up quite often
sure.
without getting in,
Yeah,
obstructing.
because I've
people's
sat
view.
up against the wall back there, and it's hard. It doesn't really help my posture the way things are sit.
Sure,
But standing up, yeah, then you get to.
to me, that's
yeah.
more the advantage. You
Sure.
don't have to worry about
Mhm.
standing up in front of people. The other thing is you might take like a foam pad or something. The more you can raise it up, the better it's
Oh,
going to be.
exactly.
So
Right.
if you can add a little bit more height to the bench, it's going to make it easier. This isn't really a problem for basketball players who are, they're all 6'7", 6'8",
Right.
and they sit on that little bench, and then they have to go in and do their stuff on the court.
Let's
mean,
play
they
the game.
play the game. And
Well, the Greek freak, he's like
Right.
7'9" or 12 or 13 or something. He's
7'13". Yeah.
well, he's tall. He's a big guy.
But yeah, I mean, these guys are at a higher risk for back pain
Yeah.
because they're sitting on that bench and everything gets stretched out, and then they go into the game.
Well, you don't think they have taller chairs just for those guys?
I know that they are starting to address this. That,
Yeah. It is.
yeah.
It's a big.
It's a big issue.
Yeah, because if
So-
you're that tall and you got a chair designed for a 5'10" person, My goodness.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what it's like.
I do know what it's like, and
Yeah.
and like I said, these are a lot worse for me than the average person. So
Yeah.
there's people that actually, the benches actually fit them. I mean, their feet hit the ground and they can sit in good posture. So
You ever see those big chairs like at a university? They have those really monster chairs for your
Right.
pictures, and
Right.
that's what it'd be like at a basketball game.
All
We
right.
got more to go on.
Remember, Brad and I
I was
can
just
fix just
playing
about
around.
anything.
Except
A
for
broken heart.
there you go, Bob. But we're working on it.
I remember sign up for a mattress.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. That'll help your back.
yeah.